refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I am your co-host, Davey Dollars. We got a really good show going on for y'all that we are about to go over for y'all today. And of course, we got my boy Carl on the show today, Mr. CTC himself.
What's going on?
And my dummy bro, Tomo, co-host of In the Red Corner, vice president of Refuse to Lose, co-host of Refuse to Lose. How are y'all doing today, fellas?
I'm doing better than the Pacers fans right now, you know? And that's somebody who picked the Pacers in 7, man. I don't know how to feel, but other than that, Father's Day just passed. So again, happy Father's Day to everybody. You know, belated Father's Day. You know, it's Tuesday. A lot of people still ain't get their gifts yet, but it's in the mail. But again, other than that, I'm doing good. I'm here to talk some sports, and I'm really just here to see how you feel about this Red Sox news, man.
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, as always, I'm happy to be on the platform. Like you said, but happy belated Father's Day to all those out there, you know, taking care of their business. But I'm doing good, man. One more game away from a little $10 bet from my dad, you know, trying to sock it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that Father's Day crap when it comes to that. Run me my dough, boy. But other than
that, Carl ruthless, man.
He shouldn't have made the bet of 1-0 talking trash. But other than that, you know, I'm ready to talk.
He bet on the Pacers?
Yeah, 1-0. He called my phone talking crazy, and he said, "Well, bet it then." I said, "All right." This is a small team. This is father-son, you know, small bet, nothing big.
It's 10. It's 9. Ain't none. That's none. That's none. All I know is we got to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder going up 3-2. It was a heck of a game last night. And then the Orlando Magic, who would have thought that they would be the first ones to make a major move in the offseason? They go and trade for Desmond Bane. We got to talk about what that means for both teams, what it means for Orlando and what it means for Memphis. And, of course, if you did not watch BWT yesterday morning, you had Teddy, who is the host of BWT, with me and Jovan on there talking about the Yankee series along with Rafael Devers being traded to the San Francisco Giants. He had his press conference today. We got more to talk about when it comes to that. And Halliburton got injured in that game last night, so we got to talk about that. Other than that, y'all, I'm doing great. Y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday. Let's turn up.
Turn me up, 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 up.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Repost on all, share it to all, subscribe on all platforms. Tomo, floor is yours.
And just like Dave said, we got to turn up because right now they turning up in OKC. I mean, this series has been going back and forth, and I don't think one team has won 2 games back to back because other than that, we wouldn't be here asking this question. So with that being said, we got to fix this up right quick. I got to fix it up for the viewers at home. There we go. Jay Will dropped 40. He said, "Y'all thought I was slumming one game, but I'm gonna show y'all that I'm back. The turnovers are still there, but the Thunder found a way. Even though the Pacers tried to find a way to close it within, I think it was like 8 minutes left. It was 95 to 93.
Yeah, it was that.
About
And
a solid 2 points
okay,
that
so
they
ran
could
it back up.
show did to get to that 120 to 109 for a 3-2 lead in the NBA Finals. And now everybody got to ask the question: is it over for the Pacers? Carl, leader of the Halley Band, what's going on, man?
So y'all know, last time I was on the show, well, I think the last time I was on the show, a question was asked, should the Thunder be worried about the Pacers? And I said yes, they should have. And rightfully so, I want to say, because the Pacers at one point were up 2-1, and in game 4 looked to take control of game 4 and go up 3-1. I was nervous, super nervous. I even put in the chat, I'm like, oh, I'm nervous. I wasn't really nervous for real. But then the Thunder found a way to come back, tie it 2-2, go up game 5 and win. So I said the Thunder should be worried, and now I'm saying it's over. It is over. The Pacers had to win game 5, in my opinion, because now no matter what, you win game 6, you got to go back to OKC for game 7. But I think it's over in 6. I think that mixed with the Halliburton injury, which we'll talk about later, it's a wrap. And let me say this. A lot of people, and I'm talking about the chat, love to criticize J-Dub when he make a mistake. But I ain't see much about J-Dub in the chat putting up 40. I ain't see J-Dub coming out hot with 3-4 dunks to start the game. I ain't see a lot of praise for that. I'm just saying, a lot of people wanted to pile on. I defended J-Dub at the end of game 4 with the shot. And so I'm just saying, when he does well, it don't really get talked about. When he makes that small little mistake, it's like, gosh. And I'm looking at you, Joe. Joe's the main one I'm looking at.
Oh, Joe was praising him last night. As far
I don't know. I ain't see it too much. I seen a lot of SGA praise.
I listened to the voice notes. He was saying that J-Dub was balling. So.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take it back then. I'm gonna take it back, Joe. I apologize for my outburst, but I ain't see a lot of it. So I do apologize to that, Joe. Please continue to listen because Dave corrected me, so I did apologize. But I will say this as well. It is crazy how the Pacers just find ways to stay in the game. Even like when the Pacers were down, I think they got down as much as like 16. I went to the bathroom real quick, came back, and like Tomo said, they cut it down to like 95, 93. And I was like shocked. I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. So I think it's over, but the Pacers just find ways to be in the game. It's just they had to take advantage of game 4. They didn't. And game 5, they lost. So I think it's over because of that. But shout out to them. They made it a great final.
Dave?
Over. It's done. Holly band, making the band, rubber band. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. It's done. It's done. I don't think what like Carl said with Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt in that game. I don't think it's that defense is just too much. It's too physical. It's too much for them. They have too many hands to get steals and cause turnovers. I just don't think they're going to be able to handle it. And I understand that Pacers going to be at home, but I think it's over. I think it's over. OKC just won 2 straight when they needed to. They were down 2-1. They were on a roll in game 4, and Shea took over in the fourth quarter like he's supposed to, like the superstar he's supposed to. He's the MVP of the league. He took over and scored 15 points in the fourth quarter and took over that game and led OKC to that win. And last night, it was the J-Dub and SGA show. They were balling the entire game. Both of them boys were just doing whatever they needed. SGA was driving the ball, hit the left-hand layup on Siakam. He made sure wherever he got to his spots, and then J-Dub, he was just on a whole nother level last night. J-Dub made sure he came out and played well. He got some steals, some really key steals. He had 3 really good dunks in that first quarter. Like he changed the whole momentum for OKC. Because honestly, if you look at like how the first quarter went, like the first and second quarter went, it felt like OKC was up 20, 30 points early in the first quarter. That's exactly that's just how much momentum they kept carrying on. And even when the Pacers kept climbing back, OKC kept going on runs. They was like, all right, okay, you come back, we're gonna go on another run. Even when they got to 2, they went on a 5-0 run right after they got to 2 points in the fourth quarter. It was 93, 95. Then all of a sudden it was 100. It was 100 and then 90 to 93, and that was it. There was nothing much they could do, and we gave Rick Carlisle a whole lot of credit, and he deserves it. But he got to get some criticism too, because your hottest player come off the bench, T.J. McConnell, you sat him. He was hot. He was the one that gave y'all the momentum and got y'all to within 2 points because he came in and led the charge. He was that spark off the bench that you needed, because Tyrese Halliburton couldn't do anything last night. Even before the injury, he couldn't do much. It was like every time he tried to get open for a three, there was someone right there. No matter what move he tried to make, there was somebody there to make sure that he wasn't able to get any kind of shots. And another thing is Tyrese Halliburton has been held to under. He's not averaging double-double for real. I think the most assists he had in the game was 11. And that was game 3, I think. Other than that, he hasn't really had that many. I think all the other games he's had maybe like 7 assists, 6 assists or something like that. They not allowing him to get a lot of assists. They've made the Pacers play a half-court offense more so than what they're used to. And that's kind of what I saw before the series started, is that because the OKC's defense can play either way. They can play half court, they can play full court, doesn't matter. They can however you want to play, they can adjust. But I don't think they're gonna have enough to be able to stop them. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a blowout in game 6, but I think it's over in 6. I don't think they have. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be able to recover from what happened, because, like Carl said, I feel like the Patriots needed to win Game 5 in order for them to have a chance. But I think it's done.
So Dave was like, "How do you want it? How do you feel?" That's what OKC is basically saying, and it was Game 3, Dave, about the 11 assists. Yep, with the 11 assists. But do I think it's over? I'm gonna just say, because that's what we need to happen right now. It's more so,
me,
me, and the Pacers fans, because I got to bet on this.
You.
Yeah, me and the Pacers fans. I'm talking to the people out there, not on the panel, because we all know Dave got them in 6.
And I
Joe had them in 6. See what I'm saying? There are a lot of people at OKC, but I'm going to more so touch on the Rick Carlisle point. And Dave, you are correct in that. This is the second game in a row where he took the hot hand out, because Obi Toppin in Game 4 was going off and he sat him. Now T.J. McConnell come out in this game and he playing better than your star player. And now we hear you talking about the injury in the post conference. I alluded to this in the beginning of the series that it's going to come down to coaching for most of these games. And I didn't think it was going to be on the Rick Carlisle side where most of the issues was going to happen. Game 1, we already know what happened with OKC. Chet was out, and then coach said, "Nah, we're not making that mistake no more." And Chet has been present ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Game 4 and 5, I would have thought Rick would have learned from Game 4. It was like, all right, when the high hand in, you got to let them play it out, because both teams are capable of coming back and going on runs. It's been happening. Siakam said it at the end of this game. He said it kind of went away from us, but it was a fight. I mean, all these games have been fights from the beginning, and you all have been fighting your way back. It's just more about closing and sealing the deal, because you know for a fact that OKC lives off of the turnovers. Like, there's been too many times where I watched the Pacers get to the paint, and then they pass the ball out for a 3. When it's like, you can either just go get the easy 2 or probably get the foul. Like, I understand it's a little frustrating at times, but again, some players are just like playing like themselves throughout this. I tell them get up, but it's going to be hard. Teams that are down 3-2 in the finals, only like 8 teams have done it so far to win Game 7. And you talking about the 2013 Heat, the 2010 Lakers, 94 Rockets, 88 Lakers, 78 Bullets, but I ain't gonna say too much. And I'm gonna just stop there because you already know. But with Tyree's injury, and like Carl alluded to, we're gonna talk about that in just a second. I think it is over. It's gonna be a tough battle because your star player can't give you what he really need to give you, and all you really need from him in some of these games is at least 10 to 15 points to get you over the hump. And if he can't get you that, you fighting a big battle, especially when Jay Will can go off like a rocket and get you 40.
Hey, man. Y'all know I'm the leader of the Halle band. Y'all know I was the one that said that, the Pacers the Thunder should be worried, but it just is what it is at this point.
Yeah,
It's
no.
over. Now, the Pistons fan in me is happy. I'm dancing, throwing Pacers gear in the fire, picking it up off the ground, adding it to the fire. You know, that's a rivalry for you.
Ooh. Well,
That's
I
true.
mean,
That's true.
well, some Pacers fans will probably pick up the phone and say, "You Pistons fans shouldn't be talking because right now my man is hurt." Some people want to use it as an excuse.
Too late.
You're right. So Tyrese is believed to suffer a strained right calf and will undergo an MRI exam to determine the severity of the injury. That word was just jumping me just now. And this was per Shams on ESPN. So let's just ask. I mean, he went down early in the game, and then we seen his performance last night. So with that being said, Carl, do you think this is going to be an excuse?
It's not an excuse, but I do think that yesterday and performance did have something to do with the injury. Now you know me, and I want to applaud and big up Tyrese Halliburton for what he said in his press conference. He said, as long as I feel like I can move, I can play. And I normally feel like if you're out there, then you're not giving yourself the excuse of I was hurt, because you can always sit out, especially if you feel like you're hurting your team. I know you want to be out there, but if you feel like you're hurting your team, then sit. Because at that point, you're just being selfish, just wanting to be out there if you feel like you're hurting your team. But
Mhm.
if Hallie said he can move, he can play. But I do think ultimately, if this wasn't a final game, I don't think he would have played. And the reason why I say that is because now they're talking about it might be bad to the point. Well, they're not saying he might not play Thursday, but I think that was the reason why Shams put that news out, that they're looking at it, because it could be that bad to where he may not be able to play Thursday. And maybe, who knows, playing those extra minutes while being injured could have aggravated it even more, because you didn't take care of it. You played 34 minutes, and not all 34 minutes were while injured, but maybe a good 20 to, like, well, I say a good 18, 20 minutes, something around that range. You were playing while hurt. But I don't want to say that's 100% the reason why he had that bad performance last night, because that would take away from the Thunder's defense, which has been done. They've really done a good job on Tyrese Halliburton in this series. But I do think that added to it, the defensive pressure that the Thunder already have on Halliburton, excuse me, mixed with the injury, did make it that much harder for Halliburton to maneuver and score. But I don't think Halliburton would have went 0 for 9, 0 for 6.
Yeah.
Um,
0 for 6.
3. Oh, he went 0 for 6. He went 0 for, I think he went 0 for 6 and 0 for 4 from 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think he would have went 0 for 6, 0 for 4 from 3 if he wasn't hurt. I feel like he would have been more aggressive if he wasn't hurt. So I don't want to say it was 100% the reason for the bad performance, but I do think it was a lot of the reason, mixed with the Thunder's talented defense.
The defense doesn't help because, again, like you said, his offensive game is just not there. I think Joe said it in the chat. He was like, "Why you keep settling for threes, man? You need to drive more." And shout out to J-Mo for the comedic relief, because he was like, he can't, and that's basically true. It was like, and I would say that just about the Pacers team in general. There's a few times where I was watching like, why are you all just jacking threes when you could just get to the paint, get the 2, and try to get back in the game? Because every time you shoot and OKC get a rebound, you just igniting the crowd and giving them more push to go on a run, and that's essentially what was happening at times. But I agree with you on that one as well, Carl. If this was like if this was a random Thursday in January, I don't think he plays the next game. But him coming up there and saying it was like, man, this is the finals. I fought hard to get here. You seen what happened to us last year when I got injured, and the Celtics found their way to get here. So now we actually here. So I gotta play through this. And I hate that it has to happen in the finals for this kid like that, because you never know when you're gonna get back. I wouldn't say it's an excuse, because injuries are going to happen. It comes with the game. It's just like anything you sign up with. Because if it was on the opposite side, I wouldn't be saying the same thing about OKC. So honestly, hopefully he gets some good news back where he can probably push through. But if this injury does hamper your team from actually winning the game, I think Rick Carlisle need to make the call. I don't think it's an excuse though. Dave?
Yeah, I don't think it's an excuse either. And I hope no one brings it up as an excuse. Because like I said before, he was getting strapped up before he even got hurt. Like they were controlling him throughout that entire game. This series, they pretty much contained him for like I said, he only had one game we had 11 assists, and that was in game 3. That's the only game where he pretty much played his best. But if you look at, I mean, game 2, he did have 14 and 10. Like, yeah, he did have 10 rebounds.
That was game 2.
But other than that, he's had before that it was 18. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, and then game 2 he had 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, it's not much.
I was about to say, I thought 14 and 10 was game 1.
It was.
Yeah, 14 and 10 was game 1. 14 and 10 was game 1. But that's about it. Other than that, he's pretty much been contained this entire series. He's not. Holly is really good when he's averaging about 10 plus assists, and that's what they've taken. They've taken that away from him. They have not. He's not been able to do that because they've been causing a lot of turnovers. And like Carl said, if you're injured and you're out there, that means you know that injury excuse goes out the window unless we can visibly see that you're just, it's like it's no point in you being out there. Like they need to put you on the bench. But there wasn't a point in that game where I felt like, all right, he needed to just sit down. He looked like he really hurt. I didn't see that at all. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I really hope no one brings it up as an excuse because it's not one. It's not one. Now, if he misses the game, okay, then I guess someone can say, what if Halliburton played? Even though I think whether he plays or not, OKC wins just because this is the way that they're defending him. So,
yeah, and I agree. That's why you can't use it as an excuse because you already have like 2 or 3 games of game tape of them actually doing this prior to. Now, some would say, well, it was a lingering leg injury, and once he fell, it kind of re-aggravated it. Well, of course, it's a lingering leg injury, and don't you think the other team knew that? And this is why they're defending him like that. Granted, they probably would have already did that because they seen how he played against the Knicks. So injuries and the excuse is, it's funny in sports because people always like to throw that out there. But again, it happens with the game. And we've seen a lot of people win their first ring and go on runs where some of the best players was hurt on the other team and we don't bring it up for them. So it's kind of like, why would you want to bring it up in this moment?
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, my bad.
I was going to say, let the other team have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think it was an excuse on why OKC won, but I would like to say that Halliburton, me anyway, it did look different. Like Halliburton did look different, and like y'all said, he settled a lot in those instances. I don't think with that calf injury he wouldn't settle. I think he would be more aggressive, but I'm not saying that's an excuse why they lost. I'm just saying that I did see that Halliburton wasn't the same, and I do attribute it to the injury. But like I said earlier, I don't want to 100% give it to that because that takes away from the defense that OKC was doing already. They were already doing a good job on Halliburton. But I just think without the injury, he probably would have been more aggressive to the basket and things like that. But he said he could move, he could play. So,
yeah, well, you can move, you can play. And what they say, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
I see Dave like, where you going with this?
I was definitely wondering, man.
Well, Dave, I mean, we're talking about the NBA Finals, right? You on BWT, and you were talking about your Red Sox, and they played the Yankees, and I think you all won that series. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Swept.
Somebody said Angels win.
Hey, I just want my man to have his moment. Okay, swept him, and then right after that, you all get some news. Then. Rafael Devers has been traded. It's been traded to the San Francisco Giants. And the Giants, they get Rafael Devers, and they say the Giants absorb the remaining 8 years of his $254 million contract. Was that 10 years, 315? Okay, that's a critical part of the trade. That's what I'm reading there. But Boston, you all get Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, James Tibbs, and Jose Bello. Now, as a Red Sox fan, tell me what happened here, Dave.
There's fault to go for both sides, honestly. This was I've heard this today. Organizational malpractice. Communication was terrible from the beginning when we signed Alex Bregman. he was the best player on the team before Alex Bregman got there. I mean, even with Alex Bregman there, he still kind of sort of he was the best, at least best offensive player on the team. Now, you're supposed to, most of the times when you're adding someone of the same position onto the team, you normally talk to the guy that's already starting in that position. That's normally what you do. The Red Sox did not do that. So that was a big mistake right there. Then when he got there, there were questions from the media asking him, was he going to switch his position? Was he going to be okay with being a DH or not? Dang, Teddy just came in and bombarded me.
Yeah, no intro.
You gotta let us know, man.
Bro.
You could have said what's up or something.
Oh boy, just bombarded me off of my little solo. God,
Did you bring the broom?
How does it feel from fourth place?
That's why I'm cracking my joke.
How does it feel down there?
Hold on, Tomo. You might want to just how's it feel losing 9 straight? Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang,
Hello?
9 Street.
Hello, that's that HOA kicking in. That HOA kicked in. Thank you, Carl.
No, I was talking about the Nationals.
Nah, forget you too. Let me fix the screen. Back to,
But
before we were rudely interrupted by these winners over here.
yeah, but winners.
Yeah, I'm losing. Continue what you doing. Don't worry
Look at
about
the
me.
standings, my boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Standings,
the
bro.
Yankees haven't won a game in like the last 4 times. So, I mean, I guess they won.
Go ahead, Dave.
But,
Go ahead, Dave.
Ball game over.
The thing with Devers is he didn't handle it being a leader either. Because how now, after I heard his presser, saw his presser, how now he's okay with doing whatever position he's asked when we asked him to do the same thing? We were on a winning streak for one. He was the hottest person on the offense, don't get me wrong. But we asked you to do the same thing. And we even asked you to ground at third in spring. Spring, we talked to you about first baseman and third baseman, and you said no. And asked to be traded. Now that you're in San Francisco, you okay with playing whatever position they ask you to play, whether it's DH or first baseman. So I just think it's ridiculous. And then I hear that David Ortiz was reaching out to him to try to help him out. He was ignoring him. Didn't answer no text messages, nothing. So I don't know, man. I'm just, like I said yesterday, I'm just highly upset that we didn't get as much as we needed for what we gave up. Like we got a guy who has a pretty good arm, but his ERA is actually not that good. I think it's like a 6.4 or something like that.
Which one are you talking about? Because they both suck.
Jordan Hicks.
Because they both suck. One sucks so bad you send him down to AAA
immediately.
Yeah.
He was supposed to, like Teddy said, he went from starting on ESPN to AAA in a matter of hours or minutes.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy.
This. And then Teddy, I don't know if you heard this. I heard that Breslow fired a scout after what the scout had said on the Zoom call.
He called him an effing stiff. When he thought he ended it on his end, and then he said, "All right, Breslow, you effing stiff," and then he got fired the next day. That was a guy who was around baseball from like 1980s, and he was with the Red Sox from 2017, I believe.
When keeping it real goes wrong,
and he fired him.
Yeah. Yep.
Breslow.
That's crazy.
I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know how I feel about Craig Breslow, man, because he's starting to really piss me off. Like he really is. Like he's all about saving money. That's all it looks like right now. It looks like they just want to save money, not win games, not compete for World Series, not compete for to be in the playoffs, nothing. It seems like all he want to do is just save money. So I'm upset at both sides. I'm upset. No, I wasn't crying. That's probably Jovan. I wasn't crying. I was pissed. I definitely wasn't crying though. But I don't know, man. I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off at this, man, because it's a little ridiculous that this continues to happen with the Red Sox. It happened with Mookie Betts. Just a couple years ago, it happened with Mookie Betts, and now it's happening again. And it happened before then too. Like why is it that when we get great players, we all of a sudden we trade them away after 3 or 4 seasons? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it with the Red Sox. They continue to do this, but whatever.
Now, let's introduce Teddy before he came up like the Undertaker. He just popped up like the Undertaker in the middle, in the middle of you in pain. He just showed up like,
Just
and then he didn't say a word.
bounced me off my spotlight. It was like, yeah, I'm here.
He said, "You may have won the battle, but I think I won the war in this one." But welcome, Teddy. BWT. Teddy.
Appreciate it.
All right, now tell us
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
We doing good
Man.
right now.
The Yankees fan is hype. Rafael Devers has been the Yankee killer since he came into the league. A viral video when he was like a rookie, hitting a walk-off home run, leading home run off of Aroldis Chapman in the 9th inning, and he's just been killing us ever since. So I'm extremely happy that we don't have to face him ever again, and if we do, it's going to be in the World Series. So, I mean, I feel like both sides really screwed this up because Craig Breslow, he didn't talk to Devers, right? You pay a guy $300 million, and you're going out and you're talking to Nolan Arenado, you're talking to Alex Bregman to try to go and replace this guy at third base. You never talk to this guy at all. Then you bring him in, and you ultimately sign Alex Bregman, right? And you say, oh, Bregman, you're going to be a second baseman, right? Devers, under that information, he's still a starting third baseman, right? Nope. Alex Bregman becomes the starting third baseman, right? Devers gets asked to DH. He says, no, I play third. That famous video in spring training. So it was, I blame both sides. Devers definitely could have handled it a lot better. Being paid $300+ million. If you got guys that go down on your team at a position that you play, you grab your glove and you play that position, right? First base isn't that hard. You had a guy that in Tristan Cassis that cannot run. He was busting his behind down the first base line to try to make it safe on a squibber, right? And he had there's nobody on the planet thinks that Cassis is going to be safe on that play, but Cassis running down that line blows up his knee, and now you can't go play first base. I feel like this is just an example of these Ivy League nerds that sit behind a computer and they're just like, all right, this guy does this guy does that. Let's put them out there, right? Rafael Devers is a top 15 player in the league. Granted, he sucks defensively, but he makes up for it with the bat. And this is coming from a guy that hates his team, right? You fear him as a Yankee fan, right? Growing up, I always feared Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz when the Yankees played the Red Sox. I had that same fear every time Devers came up to the plate facing the Yankees in any type of crucial situation, right? So I feel like I'm excited that he's gone. He looks like he's gonna be in a better place mentally. Now he's on the West Coast with the Giants. Got a couple Latin players over there. So let's see tonight. Hopefully he hits a home run, 3 hits, and the Giants win, so I can make some money off him.
So once you hit this parlay, right, you gonna change the battery?
No.
Nah, I stay forever.
No.
Archibald inside joke.
I tried to fix it earlier before I came on, but then I turned on the whole fire alarm. So I was
it's your staple, man. It's all good.
It is what it is.
How you feeling about this trade, Tiger?
You know what I'm saying? First of all, I like to say that I love how everybody had that back and forth, and I didn't even catch it straight because we number one in baseball right now. But moving on to the Devers trade. Okay, yeah,
Don't
we're
lose
down 3-2
tonight.
right now.
Don't
Yeah,
lose tonight.
we're down 3-2.
Don't lose tonight.
That's all good. I mean, don't you have on your parlay the Mets losing tonight? So we will still be number one. Thank you. Now we're going again to the Devers trade. Yeah, so when I first seen it, I was surprised. But then I thought back to everything that happened, like Dave and Teddy already talked about. We had, Devers like, no, I play third base. Then so he wouldn't get off third. Then they asked him to play first. Now I DH. I liked it. He liked it now. I'm just a DH now. Don't ask me to play first. And so it's like you said, it's just on both ends, just a miscommunication. But I do, however, blame Devers more. Like I say like 80-20 because it's a team. It's a team game. You have to be a team player. I understand that you made your bread and butter. That's how you got your contract being a third baseman. But like Teddy said, he sucks defensively. And I feel like you ain't that great defensively. And Alex Bregman is a better defensive player. And I know Dave said that Alex Bregman, I mean, he's better than Bregman. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, to be honest. I might go.
I'm saying as far as how they both played this year, Devers has been the better offensive player.
But we ain't know that before the season. So coming into the season, Bregman's a really good player in my opinion. But that's a lot of people's opinion. But I just feel like all right, cool. They brought in somebody. It's not like you getting benched. They asked you to move to DH so you could just be a hitter. Why? Why not just take that? Just help the team, be focused strictly on offense. But no, you didn't want to do it. And now you go to the Giants, it's like, well, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Like, if I'm a Red Sox player, fan, in the building, front office, I'm pissed that I heard you say that. Because why can't you just do that here and we would avoid this? So, yeah, I was surprised. But like I said, then I thought about everything. Now, I wasn't so surprised, but I was more so surprised at the haul they got back. Because normally when I see a haul, it's like this prospect, this player, this player. They got, like you said, Jordan Hicks, who has not been great as a starter, but he moves to the bullpen. So I'm interested to see how he does as a bullpen pitcher because the Red Sox do need help with the bullpen. Even though pitching has been better for them of late, they still need the help. Then you move a guy who I didn't even think should have been a starter for the Giants and Kyle Harrison. You move him down to AAA immediately. You don't even try him in the bullpen to give another bullpen arm. You just say, nah, go to AAA. Boom. Now, I don't know the prospect. Was it James Tibbs or something like that? I don't know him. He's supposed to be good. He was supposed to be the fourth prospect for the Giants. So I guess he's supposed to be really good. And I forgot the last person they got for him.
It was
another bullpen arm. Yeah, it was another bullpen arm, right?
Bayo. Roll the L's. Roll the L's, boys. Come on.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I mean, that's his name, man. Jose Bayo. Which I don't even remember seeing him in. I don't really remember seeing him pitch much. So I guess we'll see how that goes there. But yeah, I guess I know the Red Sox did need help pitching, but this is a guy who commanded in a 10-year, $300-something million contract, something around those numbers, and that's all you got back. You ain't even get a star player. You didn't get Logan Webb. You didn't get Robbie Ray. You got none of that. You even could have got like Flores or something. That's all you got back. That was what I was more surprised at. But I guess the Giants were like, hey, look, we taking this contract. You're going to take these little bit and be happy with it.
So they got this thing on Twitter where they like explain this trade in NFL terms. And going off of everything that you all said, this sounds like when Jerry Jones traded Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Or like I said yesterday, this is Luka all over again.
Yeah, Dave did say that.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm just sitting back and embracing the knowledge. I came on here. I learned a lot about how Dave feels about the Red Sox and knowing that one of his owners reminds me of Stephen Jones and him being Cap Boy, which is insane to see in baseball. But also hearing from Teddy and just seeing how he smiled every time Dave said something about how it just hurt him and how this sucks. And his smile just got bigger and bigger every single time. And to hear Carl, just close it all out. So with that being said, Teddy, tell the people where to find you. Or you got anything? You got any other digs that you want to swing at my man over here?
Nah, we'll see him in August. I mean, good luck. Good luck with the offense. I mean, you just traded away like your team. Like that dude was the superstar of Boston. Like you go around Boston, and everybody who's a Red Sox fan probably has some type of memorabilia of Rafael Devers. Now it's gone for nothing. It's terrible. But I'm excited. I can't express how happy Garrett Cole is for not having to face Rafael Devers anymore. But you guys can find me on YouTube. Click the link in the description. BWT, my show. I will be dropping another video pretty soon. And then you can find me on Instagram at @that_kid_Mercado. Drop reels all the time. Little snippets of the show. And yeah, man. Let's go Yankees. We're currently down 1-0 on a little BS hit, but another BS hit. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So go Yankees, and like I always say, Red Sox suck. Peace out, boys.
5-1.
Oh,
All right, Teddy.
hey,
Appreciate you.
5-1 is the Tigers' record against the Red Sox and Yankees combined.
How you get two people off here?
It ain't got nothing to do with you, man.
I
How many
just had to
rings
throw
you
that
got?
out there. Just had to
Yeah,
throw
You
that out
got
there.
two rings. You got 2 rings, bro. You put both of your franchises together. All 3 of your franchises, actually. All 3 of your franchises. You're not even a third of my franchise's rings. All right. So
We just
You
got
Davey-
here.
You got
Stop
Davey,
it.
them drinks out of Davy Jones' locker.
stop it.
Yeah, we just
All
got here.
I
You
don't
some
wanna
new
hear
kids
it.
on the block and got one. I'm just saying.
You
I don't
blow your
wanna
rings,
hear
them
it.
joints might go to dust.
I don't want to hear it.
Throw it to Tigers, by the way. I got it. The Tigers joints
Hey.
too, but
Hey,
hey, come
I
on,
ain't.
bro.
Yeah,
As a Cowboys
Carl,
fan, I can't laugh
Carl,
at that.
you had the best rotation and threw it all away.
I actually remember
Best
that. I was at
rotation and
school and
threw it all
people were
away. I don't want to
pissed.
hear it. I don't want to hear it.
People in my school were
That
pissed. This is
rotation
when
was-
I was, yeah. When I
Bro,
was
that
going to
rotation
MSU,
was
that's
Hall
when
of
that happened.
Fame. Hall of Fame. Annabelle Sanchez, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Ryan Porcello. They all go to win Cy Young somewhere else, out of Detroit.
It's
Hey, we got a
Detroit.
Cy Young in Detroit though. He's got one now. That's all that matters.
It's Detroit. What you expect? Yep.
If we want to talk about expectations
fellas.
in DC, we expect under 500. Bye, Teddy.
Hey.
Oh,
Expectations in DC
Oh
is
my
rebuild.
God.
Hey,
All right, Teddy. We got
Tomo, you
Bond
could've-
backstage.
you could have bought up the DC Defenders. They just won a
Because
championship.
I was with them on that. I said I would bet on DC to win that. I was with them.
Look. Carl don't acknowledge the superstars in DC. He only want to rag on the bad teams.
I mess with James Wood and CJ Abrams. Come on now.
Okay.
Y'all still suck, but they good.
I can't wait to bring the tiger fur back out. I can't wait. Teddy, you done
I
started
was going to say, I
something,
can't wait till the Nationals are good again.
I told you we're in the
Oh,
rebuild
man.
phase. I know
All
what
right.
my team is at. I'm one of them people. All right. I know where we at.
5, 6
I'm not gonna-
years, and we still
not gonna sit up here.
rebuilding. It's gonna be
Hey,
10
he
years
just got
later.
good. You know what I'm saying? He had a bad year, and now he back.
Oh,
This is crazy.
last year was finished 30 and 13. They made it to the second round of playoffs. This just seems like a continuation to me.
You sure? Or is that the consistency that we want from the command? Teddy, it was nice having you on. The show.
They aren't proving it. They not proving yet.
Look, man, we got another guest, man. You gonna keep
Peace out, boys.
See you in the HOA meeting, man.
All right, Teddy.
Baseball ain't got nothing to do with that.
You're right. My bad, Teddy. Let's bring Vaughn up.
Really, Nationals catch all the smoke from Joe. It is Joe's fault this year. When I asked him why the Tigers weren't top 8, he said they don't win enough. But the Nationals was top 8. I said it's smoke from here on.
Well, look.
We just made the playoff, and he called it fluke. He said
Yeah,
us making the playoffs and go to the second round was fluke. That's why the Nats catching all the smoke this year.
Well, all right. So just like Worm and Joe, I'm here to fight when they not around. But when they around, they got you.
Well, Vaughn about to be fighting too. Vaughn
Vaughn been
Vaughn
fighting most
said
of the
back there.
battles.
Vaughn said back there like, dang, he taking all these shots on my squad.
Now we about to bring Vaughn up right now. What's up, Vaughn?
What it do, fellas?
What's going
Good, my
on,
boy.
Vaughn?
Not much, man. I hear the slander, all the talk, all the chit chat. But you know, I'm there to fight when it's time to fight. Like Tomo said, it's not my time to fight right now, man. I got another fight. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, well, we got RBO Vaughn on, the #1 Orlando Magic fan. And we heard a lot about the draft coming up. And shout out to our insider, Davey Doghouse over here, NBA insider. He's gonna give us all the scoops. So come Sunday, we like a lot of trades are gonna happen, but we didn't think this one was gonna be the first one to start the Avalanche. Desmond Bain.
Technically, Carl was the one that said something about it first.
I was, but nobody responded. I'm glad you peeped it.
That's true.
Well, I'm glad you. Desmond Bain was a Spartan, right?
No, he was a TCU Horn
Good.
Frog, but
Thank you.
I loved him like he was a Spartan.
That makes sense. I knew it was something. I knew it was something there. But so on Sunday, Desmond Bain get traded from Memphis to Orlando. In Orlando, they decided to say, my bad. Memphis decided to say, we'll take Caldwell Pope. We'll take Cole Anthony. Or you want to give us some picks? We'll take a 2025 first round pick. We'll take a 2026 first round pick, which it's a swap rights from Phoenix or Washington. And we already know what Washington's doing, so we'll see what happens there. 2028 first round pick, 2029 first round pick swap. Was y'all playing 2K? 2030 first round pick? Man, y'all just gave up. All right, so look, man, with this massive statement that you all made to the NBA, how are you feeling about this trade?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic, I must say. I'm feeling like Orlando is saying, we're here. You see this jersey I got on? Let me go down for y'all. That player right there, see, people say, y'all traded 4 or 5 picks. Did y'all get KD? Did y'all get this person? Y'all get Giannis? We don't need a top 10, top 5 player. We have one, and that's Paulo. This is telling me that Orlando is banking on Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs. He's banking on their guys. They're saying, we're here, we've built, trust the process, and the process is here. Paulo Banchero is a superstar in the making. All he needs is a good supporting cast. Everybody knows last year we were the worst 3-point shooting team in the NBA. And then we had injuries also in the playoffs. And you saw Paulo was averaging 30, almost can get triple doubles if he had guys that can hit shots. And what the Bang bring? Buckets, 3-ball specialists. He's one of the guys in the last 4 years who's averaged 20 points, shot 40% from the field, averaged 4 assists, and also attempted 7 threes. There's only one other guy in the NBA that done that. Y'all know who that is? Steph Curry. Now, that shows you how efficient he is. That shows you what he brings to the table. And that's something that Orlando needs. So, Heath, watch out. We know that the Celtics are going to be undermined this year without a Jason Tatum. We don't know what we're going to get from Philly. Everybody say the Pacers are, they're good, but do we see them being that dominant again next year to just repeat? They're just not a shoe-in next year. The East is wide open, man. And Bang brings what Orlando needs. And we here.
Carl?
First, I would like to say that I don't know why they gave up so many picks. I get that you think that they feel like they're banking on Paulo, and I absolutely 100% agree that you should bank on Paulo. However, I wouldn't say F all those picks, as y'all said. I would have tried to keep some of them. Now, Tomo, do they still have their pick from this year?
I didn't write that down in my notes.
No.
They don't?
Oof.
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. The 2025. You're right. That's the first one they gave
You gave up all the picks.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because I know Vaughn wanted Walter Clayton, and I felt like he would have been cool backing up and learning from Desmond Bain, but he can't do that no more. I like the trade. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the pick haul was a bit much, but I do like Desmond Bain in Orlando, and for the reason that he said, Orlando was really good defensively. And I feel like Desmond Bain is, I don't want to say he's a defender like a stopper, but I do feel like he is underrated. Like, people don't talk about his defense enough, in my opinion. And I do think he will help Orlando's defense. But he, like he said, he brings buckets. He brings scoring. He definitely can shoot the 3-ball. He's one of those guys you can kick out and hit a 3. And that was what Orlando was lacking, just offense. And they were still in games at times with the Celtics. They were in a lot of those games, actually, with it just being Paolo and Franz. So I do like the Desmond Bane trade to take their offense to another level, and they get Jalen Suggs back. So that's big as well. I just don't like the 4 picks, like the 4 first-round picks. Maybe if you could have threw some second-rounders in there instead of some first-rounders, I get it. Paolo is definitely a superstar. I would argue he's a superstar in the making. I would argue probably now, in my opinion. But I just don't like the 4. But I do love the trade for Orlando. It does make them that much more of a contender in the East. And the last thing I just want to say about the Pacers, I feel like the Pacers do get disrespected because this is not the first year that they made a deep run. They made a deep run last year, and Halliburton got hurt in the ECF. Who knows what happens? I still think Boston wins, but all those games were close, and they didn't have Hallie, so who knows what happens? So I do think Indiana, if they keep their nucleus together, they are a team to look out for in the East. They are a team that can contend every year if the nucleus stays together in the East. So I will throw them in there as well. And I like to move for Orlando. I think I honestly make my Pistons have to make a move, to be completely honest, because that's a really good move for Orlando.
Yeah, I like this move too. Because he brings the offense and the shooting that Orlando needed. I was in another chat talking about this trade, and I said that it reminded me of when the Celtics traded away Marcus Smart. The only difference is Desmond Bane makes a lot more smarter decisions offensively, and he's not as great defensively as Marcus Smart is, but he's still like just like Carl said, he is underrated as a defender. I mean, he played in Memphis. Memphis is one of those tough cities where it's like you gotta bring some kind of defense. And when you come to Memphis, you gotta think about when Mike Conley was there, Zach Randolph, and Marcus Gasol and those guys, Tony Allen. First team all defense. That was Tony Allen right there. So he brings that moxie that Orlando already has. And it's not just Jalen Suggs coming back. They got Mo Wagner coming back too, because he's going to.
I thought they said they're not bringing him back.
They bringing him back. Now that was someone else. Mo Wagner's coming back. It was they're just going to give him a cheaper deal. That's all it is. Okay. They're just going to give him a cheaper deal. But Mo Wagner's coming back. I think Gary Harris is who they're not bringing back.
I saw that too.
Yeah, Gary Harris is not coming back, and that's another good thing. Yeah, because Gary Harris was not making a lot of smart decisions for Orlando. So, for me, it seems like they're moving in the right direction to go and compete in the East. And like Vaughn said, yeah, the East is wide open next year because Jason Tatum is out for the year, so you're not going to see him next year. And I'm hearing rumblings that Jaylen Brown might be traded. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know if it's official, but the Spurs are looking at him in case they don't get, in case they're not able to go and get. KD. If they're not able to land KD, they're looking at Jaylen Brown. So that brings a lot into what Orlando has already. And Wendell Carter is still there for as a center. I know Vaughn didn't like him that much, but you won't really need him to do too much now because you got Bane on the offense. He can just be there for rebounds and defense, and that's okay for one. And but I am with Carl when it comes to those picks. I do feel like they gave up a lot of picks for Desmond Bane. Now I know that picks don't always mean something to certain teams, but if you look at the teams that are in the finals, what are they? Most of their picks, most of their team was built through the draft. So if you want to be a team competing for years and years, I think that's something that you might want to do. And to give up all those picks, I don't think you have a first-round pick until maybe 2029, something like that. 2029, maybe 2030. So you got a long time until you get another pick. But Paolo's young. Franz is young. Mo, the team is young. Desmond Bane is probably the vet on the team, if you really look at it. So the team is young, and they've been going through the playoffs the last few seasons. So this is going to be something that's going to be interesting for Orlando Magic. But this is a great move to go get Desmond Bane because this answered a question that was on this team the entire time because they played, like Carl said, they was close in every game against the Celtics. They just needed offense. If Bane was there, I think there's a great chance that Boston would have been put out in the first round by Orlando if Bane was there.
Well, I mean, just like, what was it, 2 years ago or last year? You said Paolo was going to be top 5?
Mm-hmm. Right?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you fast forward to this year, you all like one of the no, that was last year too, but it was like the top 5.
Yeah,
No,
it
that
was
was
the year. He said that the year they finished as a 5th seed, they played against Cleveland.
then the team was top 5, and then you come back, y'all make the playoffs again. So, like you said, the Orlando Magic are definitely trending in the right direction. I think we all can agree. I mean, it depends on what the front office sees with the picks, and probably it's the NBA. You can find a way to finesse a first round pick with another team at some point down the road. But to do this, you get Bane back, you add him to that core. You already know how I feel about Mo. So that already helps there. And then how Paolo was just playing in the playoffs. But the one thing I think us all being in the Eastern Conference can agree with is this does help you plateau to another level. Because another team that we didn't really bring up is the Knicks too. Because again, we don't know what's gonna happen there. Like we know what the roster is, but we don't know what's really gonna happen because they still don't know what head coach they can go get.
Man,
Head
they
coach
too
might
busy,
come in.
they're too busy calling other teams and getting hung up on.
You see what I'm saying? It sounds like a New York chick, but anyway, the Bucks. Giannis might not be there, so that's another team.
He
Who
ain't going
knows?
nowhere.
I don't think he's going nowhere even.
We,
I think
you're
he's too
right,
loyal.
but we say that, but then Doc Rivers might come back as the head coach, so we know what's going to happen in that situation.
He like him.
No, but what I'm saying, we know what the Bucks is going to be. They're going to get to the playoffs, and then they're going to lose. Meanwhile, Orlando could play the Bucks, and they could be the team that beat them to go to the next round. So you just don't know. The Pistons are getting better. The Pacers they're showing some consistency as far as just how good their team is. We don't know what they probably figure out what they're gonna do at the center position because I got some gripes with Mal Turner, and the Cavs. So outside of that, if you look at the landscape, they called around and said we can go add one more player and make another push for this. So I like the idea and the trajectory where it's going with Orlando. They're not in a rebuild phase, so why not give up the picks? Because we plan on one of the late teams in the playoffs anyway. So we're not going to be in the lottery. They looked at the picks like we can give them up. Now, all the way up until 2030, I probably would have stopped at like 28 just to see. But again, sometimes you got to do some things to get the deal done. And I know on the flip side, we're going to say what it means for Memphis, but I like the actual move for Orlando.
Yeah, I like the move for Orlando too. Like I said, it helps them compete in the East, and there's something that people saw just coming up this year. They probably would have been a top 3, top 4 team this year if it wasn't for all those injuries. Paulo got hurt early in the season. Franz was out for a while. Mo Wagner was out for the season. Jalen Suggs got hurt, so they had a lot of injuries, and that's why they ended up in the play-in. It's because of injuries. But the team itself, they should have been at least top 4, top 5 this year.
Yeah, what I'll say though about the picks, I know a lot of people is like, dang, a lot of picks. But listen, man. Well, do we got a ring? Do we got a championship? Do we got a finals? We got appearances, but do we have a ring?
Nope.
I told y'all what it is, man. I said Paulo was top 5 last year because I see it. I see how great this dude is. And so does the front office. You know what I'm saying? We all in right now. You feel me? We got a lot of young guys, even off the bench, that we still like Tristan Da Silva, Anthony Black, Jet Howard. You know, we still got a lot of young guys. It's like, hey. We still got some young guys that we make a maneuver later on for a pick or something like that if we need to. But just like Tomo said, we plan on competing. We plan on being a top seed in the East because we know what we can do. You feel me? So I love it, man. Like, when I saw the picks, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, I mean, if you can go and look at each pick that we got and go look at the last picks from the last couple of years of those picks and then see what those guys are doing, they're probably guys that don't even not even on the team no more. You know what I'm saying? So we not worried. You know what I'm saying? We've had our years of having lottery picks, 2 or 3 lottery picks, and we built our team through that. So we built our team through the draft, and now it's time to go for it.
I don't know, Lon. Who was your last one? It was Caleb Houston. It was Jet Howard. It was Anthony Black. It was I can't remember past Anthony Black. I can't remember past Anthony Black.
No, I'm saying like the last picks, like we're giving up because I'm saying the picks we're giving up. Like this year pick, I think it's 16th. That's not a bad pick.
I got it up right here. I got it. Y'all would have been, 16th. Yep.
Yeah. So that's not a bad pick. But I'm saying after this year, we plan on being top 3 or something like that. So it's gonna be later picks. So like look at first round 27th pick, 20, you know what I'm saying? Like the last 5-6 picks, like, you know, it's very rare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
Not saying
saying.
you can't find a gem. Not saying you can't find a gem. I'm just saying we ain't worried about gems right now, man. We trying to find some diamonds. And one thing I want to say about Desmond Bain, I think Desmond Bain is so underrated, man. This guy, people don't know how nuclear this guy can get. Like his shot making ability, once he's hot, this dude gets hot. And he's not just a shot maker. He can facilitate. He can defend. He's a strong guard. He rebounds. I think he averaged like 6 rebounds last year. So like he's one of those guys that if you plug him into a team that needs I remember it was a time when I think it was like the Lakers just needed a dynamite scorer when Braun and AD was there. If they would have got a Bane type of player, oh my goodness. He's like one of those type of guys. You drop him on your team, he takes you to that next level. That's how I feel. Like, you know, it's like KCP on steroids. So
yeah,
I'm excited, man.
Literal, because you look at the definition of both.
I'm a huge Desmond Bain fan, and he was robbed of most improved.
Yeah, definitely.
Who won it?
Ja.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Ja, let's talk about the flip side of this deal.
Oh no, I had a question. I had one question. Center was kind of an issue for y'all last year. You do have 2 second-round picks. Do you try to hit on the center in the second round, which I mean, it's kind of hard. I won't say it's kind of hard, but you know how it can be. Or do you use those 2 and try to trade back into the first round to try to get a center?
I do feel like, you know, I have to look at the draft board to see who will be available in the second round. Because in my eyes, I don't think we need a center that's like, we just need a guy that's gonna rebound, defend, catch some alley-oops, just be a big guy down there. You know, I don't care for a center that really shoot threes. That's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but I think what we need is a big dog. So to be honest, I think we might can find a guy in the second round because in the first round, I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't looked too hard at the draft board. I'm not sure what centers are coming out in the first. I know the Duke centers coming out. I know Queens coming out. You know, those guys are going to be gone soon. But there might be a diamond in the rough we can get, man. Hustle guy.
Y'all love drafting Michigan players. If Vlad Golden's still around.
Yeah, he is solid too. So, like I said, man, all we need is a guy that is a pure big that's going to defend, rebound, finish around the basket.
Oh, I like Thomas O'Bear from Georgetown. I don't know if he's gonna be around, but I like bruh, freshman.
Alice Codon
trade up.
Alice Codon is there in the second round too.
No, I think he's going back to Florida. I'm not sure, but I thought I saw he was going back to Florida.
Maybe I don't know. I'm looking on the ESPN app, but his name is still up here. So, or Johnny Broom from Auburn.
Nah. I think he's undersized, bro. I don't know if I like him as a center for the Magic.
He should really be like a power forward for real, or small, a Draymond type player.
I like I said, I like Thomas O'Bear. I like Vlad Golden. I saw another name up here. I'm looking at the prospect list, and I'm thinking of guys that might be in the second round. I like Amari Williams,
Victor Lockman, Lackey from Clemson.
He cool. And Clifford Amarui. Now, honestly, I like Clifford Amarui because he's the defensive center that blocks shots and rebounds. I do like him. He played at Rutgers and then he went to Bama.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna ask you a question later off air, Carl, about Ace Bailey. Now that y'all started talking about draft stuff, I just seen something that pop up about him.
I saw that too.
I saw that too. Yeah.
That's what I put in what I shared in the chat today.
No, I ain't been in the chat. I just heard it. Like somebody sent me a text message of it. But
we'll talk about it. Dave. 3 weeks ago, Alex Condon will withdraw from NBA draft and return to Florida.
Okay.
So let's circle back on this topic right quick and say, what does this mean for Orlando? Because now a lot of people are starting to say, well, is it time to trade y'all? What are they gonna do with?
You mean what does it mean for Memphis?
Memphis, man, my bad. Orlando got the winning side of this deal. So now it's time to see what we're gonna do with Ja, or what we're gonna do with Jaren Jackson Jr., or what are they gonna do with all these picks. So I'm gonna start again with you, RBO Vaughn. I know you are happy about the deal on your end, but what does it actually mean for Memphis now?
To be honest, I think, this is just a deal they couldn't refuse. I think Memphis was in like a stale spot. They needed some change. They needed to shake some things up over there. And why not trade away, and get all those picks? You still got still got Jaren Jackson. You got those picks to maneuver some things. So I really, they fired their coach and all that stuff. So they're finding a new identity. So I really think this, though. Another thing, Scottie Pippen Jr., I think he came on, had a heck of a year. So that may have influenced the trade a little bit as well. And I just feel like they needed some change, man. The job Bang and JJJ experiment, it just needed a change, Just like how Zach LaVine and DeRozan just needed a change. I think it was that type of situation for Memphis because, I mean, they can win games in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they just couldn't get it done. I know a lot of times Ja kept getting hurt and things of that nature, but I just felt like I said, they needed some change over there in Memphis.
Dave?
I agree. I think they definitely needed some change. And then now I think with having another first round pick, they can probably make a move to go get something else. Depending on what they need. If they feel like they need another a small forward or something like that. Or I'm not sure, but whatever they need to do, they have whatever they need now to go and make another move because they're not rebuilding. And you can't really say they're retooling. All they did was just make a move that they couldn't refuse. I mean, you offer me 4 first-round picks and Desmond and a couple of the players. Yeah, I'm taking that deal every single day. I'm not hesitating on that. I understand it's Desmond Bain. I know what kind of player he is, but like they said, Scottie Pippen Jr. stepped up. He showed a lot of promise at the end of the season, especially in the playoffs when he played well against OKC. Even though they got swept, he still played pretty well. It's just Ja and JJ are not going anywhere. The GM already came out and said that they're staying. So don't look for them to be moved anytime soon. But I think maybe they should look at it. Maybe they should think about it. Not saying do something now, but let's see how it goes in the regular season. If things go in the regular season to where you think it's going to work out, keep them in there. But then if you think maybe you need to make another change, make a change because I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to get another contract this season because he was all NBA defense, wasn't he?
I believe so. I don't know what team.
Yeah.
So he's going to get another max. Then you got to look at Ja's injury history. He continues to get hurt every single time. So, what are you going to do to protect that? And, head coach. Did they hire their head coach already? Or they still looking for a head coach too?
Let's see.
Because I think they're still looking for a head coach, even though they fired Taylor Jenkins. I know Denver hired their interim coach to become the head coach.
I was about to say they didn't do that either.
I don't know.
I think they
they did.
They said they retained what's his name?
Tomas Lusalo. Yeah, they said he's been permanently hired.
I know how to say that because people say that to me all the time. They're like Tomas, but it's Tomas. Yeah, go ahead.
So they got their head coach. They still got their star player John Morant. They still got Jaren Jackson Jr. So they got some stuff that's there for the team. So I mean, I don't know what. Just figure something out. You got Bane out the door. You got 4 first-round picks, so you got a lot to move around to go and grab another player if you need to. If you want to go and see if you can go get KD for a year, a rental, you got the picks to move for. You got the picks, and you got some young players to go move for that. If you want to call Milwaukee and see if they're going to move Giannis. I don't think they are, but call Milwaukee and see what they're going to do with Giannis. See what's going to happen there. You got other options out there. So this just see what's up. I don't think Memphis is going to be. I don't see them being any that much different, other than that they're going to be missing a lot of offense because Bane bought some offense that KCP and Cole Anthony is not going to bring.
You mind if I go?
Go ahead.
All right. So here's my thing, right? They got 4 picks. They could not deny this trade. And a lot of people said it was going to be either Bane or JJJ gone. JJJ, like you said, I just looked up. He made all second team defensively. So they probably weren't moving on from him, especially pairing him with Zach Edey, who gets another year of experience under his belt. And I think if Zach Edey, I was high on Zach Edey before he was drafted. I think he can be a really good player in this league. He gotta get a little faster, but I think he's going to be a really good player in this league, especially defensively. Then this trade also allows Memphis to go into the first round, because before this trade, from what I'm seeing, they didn't have a first round pick. Now they had a 16th pick. And I was just talking about Walter Clayton for Orlando. What if they bring in Walter Clayton to Memphis? A guy who can score. He could be a good replacement for Desmond Bane. And now another thing, like y'all said, Scottie Pippen Jr., he played exceptional. What was it, game 4 against the Thunder? We had like 30 or something like that. He's a better guy I've been high on. I was surprised he was undrafted. I even have a tweet asking how was he still undrafted out of Vanderbilt. So I always been a fan of Scottie Pippen Jr. I think he's a really good player. And then, like J-Mo said, you got Jalen Wells from Washington State. Who's the other rookie they had? I'm blanking on his name. They had another rookie coming. I can't remember his name right now. But they had some guys. I think the Grizzlies are going to be fine with the 4 picks they got for Bane, with KCP, who he's going to be paired with Luke Kennard just as shooting. Well, if he can get together, because he was kind of breaking a little bit. But if he can get it together, that'd be cool for them. And Cole Anthony is just going to be a guy who he can score. He likes to score. He wants to score. And so I think that'd be good. But, man, with this draft, free agency coming up, the Grizzlies could still be right there. Like I said, you bring in a Walter Clayton. I don't think they go after a guy like KD or Giannis. You don't, especially Giannis. I don't even see the fit for Giannis, to be quite honest with you. You would have to probably let go of JJJ to bring in a Giannis. So they're not going to do that. And the KD thing, stop it. Please. I love KD to death. Y'all, stop blowing up y'all teams for KD. Please. I love KD to death. He is from here. Please stop doing that. But,
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. PG all day.
My team in the conversation, and I'm with that. I'm telling them, please don't blow up the team for KD. If you can get them, cool, but don't blow up the team.
Yeah, PG all day. But please stop doing that. But yeah, I do like the fact that they got the 4 trades. It sucks for Desmond Bane to be gone because he grew there, he developed there, all that. But you can't say no to 4 first-round picks. You can't, especially one that gets you into this draft this year. You just can't say no to that. So I think it was good for both.
I know when they hung up that phone, they was
Ladies
like,
and gentlemen, we got him.
but Orlando was probably like, no, we got them because they're gonna help us. So it was one of those deals where it's like, help us, help you. But again, the GM, and we can agree. Somebody called with a deal like that. You like Desmond? I mean, we in the West, but go be great. Just go be great. It's one of those deals you do for the player. You like, just go be great, man. We already know what you're gonna be. It's gonna pain us. It's gonna pain us to see you go be great, but you're in the Eastern Conference, so we're not gonna be too upset unless we meet in the finals, which is probably a long road for Memphis right now. Some people say the road ain't that long, because like Carl just gave him the hope right there. He's like, you back in the draft this year, you go get a nice potential piece there. But I really do think I'm with J-Mo. If Josh shows you that he's not going to be the franchise player that you all want him to be, it's time to say bye-bye. Like, it sucks that it would have to go that way, but sometimes you got to do the same thing you did for Desmond Bane. You may have to do it for Ja to say, look, you're not going to grow here, so you have to go somewhere else and probably be great. Jaren Jackson, I don't think he's going anywhere, but you never know these days. Teams will call and make a deal, and boom, now you got Luka playing in a Lakers jersey. It's just things that you can't explain in the NBA that happen from time to time. But with those 3 other picks, because I do think they keep this pick unless something magical, no pun, comes across their desk again where they can give up that 16th pick and get another player to help them out. I think for Memphis, I know you said it's not a retooling, but I think it's more like they wanted to bring in some veteran presence around Ja. And KCP has been one of those players that's been around the NBA. He's won rings and he's been around superstar players. So it's kind of like, can he get in Ja ear and see if this can help us out? I think this was that move that J-Mo was basically saying was like, hey, we need to see if we can invest in this guy for the long term. And if we can, we're going to be good because now we have picks to back it up and we can really build around them. But if it looks like it's not going that way, then we might really do just need to do a slight rebuild, not blow it all up, because you can get something nice back for Ja. Like, I mean, if you want to get Jordan Poole, I'm just saying, I don't want Poole to leave, but if that's what y'all want to do, stuff like that. But I think this trade actually worked out for both teams, even though the picks may seem like a lot and it is good to get your jokes off, but I think this worked out in both teams' favor.
Yeah, I would call it a win-win.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
Yes.
say it can't
yeah,
be
that's a
story.
fact. I'm a,
Oh, it's still
I want to double
crazy.
down on that draw
Go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
4 would be
I
a
want to
lot,
double
but
down on that draw thing.
four,
Ja
four, four
Morant, I agree.
seasons.
I agree. Ja Morant, this is it. You know, let's let's say this for example, Tomo and Dave. You know, you guys do the show. You know, y'all hold it down with Joe. You know, when Joe not here, y'all hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Let's say Joe come to y'all and be like, hey Tomo, I got an offer. You know, Dave is okay with it. You know, we had to send Dave over to this network, but I'm getting, I got this editor, I got this, I got this insider for all the sports for you. I got this, I got that. You know what I'm saying? I believe in you. This is that moment for Ja. This is that moment for Ja. It's like, yo, me and Bang been holding it down.
Yeah, hold on. Since we role playing, I'm like, Joe, did you even call me before you made this deal, bro? Like, you can't just make the deal and say I believe in you. Like, you gotta call me or something. I can't be looking at my phone. I'm at the grill saying, Joe,
This the thing
they
though.
traded. What's going on here?
This the thing though.
Hey, what
When you
happened to
see the
Dave? Why
video,
Dave ain't in the chest no more?
I got more questions now. Like,
hey,
where we going with this?
look, when you see the videos of Bang, he's excited. You know, a report came out and said this was one of the number one targets he wanted to be at. He was excited. He said he saw the jersey. He said this is probably the best jersey I'm gonna ever wear in the NBA.
Hey, you saw how he
Not the
embraced
black
the
one.
coach. They dapped each other up. They was like, "What's up, bro?" You know.
Yeah.
Not the
Like,
black one. They gotta change that black one.
I feel like this is one of those moves. It was like we said, it was too good to be true, and they came to both of them like, "Yo, this is it. Bang, be great. We about to get this haul in." Ja, like J-Mo said, if you're not all in, bro, you gotta go too. Ja has to stay healthy. Ja has to show up. We know what Ja can do. We know how great Ja is. When Ja's there, he's amazing. Memphis is a threat. When they was playing OKC before he got hurt, that was up double digits on them. Like, so Ja has to perform and Ja has to show up. Like, this is that time. You know, him and Zion, he has done more than Zion, but as of lately, they're in the same boat. So Ja has to step up and show something this year, man. This is the ultimate move for that. Jaren Jackson, I feel like he's doing what he can do. I'm not. He can rebound a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not looking for Jaren Jackson to carry the load more. I'm looking for Ja to step up. The other guy that was in the front court with you is gone. So let's do it.
I like that. Now, that being said, that's a great way to close it out. So RBO Bond, tell the people where to find you.
Yes, sir. Subscribe to RBO so you can know when the next episode is. Hope everybody is enjoying the finals because I don't know, man. Pacers, they've been fighting. We want to see if they can keep on fighting because they know them bounce back, but some people don't bounce back from some knockout punches. But also, I want to shout out my Steelers. A-Rod finally signed. The drama is over. Just hope to see some good things coming from this offense. He looking smooth back there in minicamp. Hopefully, he can look smooth out there on the field. So, but shout out to the network and thank y'all again for having me on.
Hold on. I know we got the locker man. I'm sorry. I forgot. We got you here. I'm sorry.
Tried so hard not to laugh.
I'm sorry. You had the jersey on. I forgot you was even a Steelers fan. We talking basketball. Real quick while we got you. How are you feeling? I know you said what you just said, but how are you actually feeling about that deal?
The A-Rod deal?
Yeah.
Oh, so this how I feel, man. The whole thing I didn't want with A-Rod, I just didn't want the drama. You know what I'm saying? He gonna sign, he not gonna sign. I don't want to hear nothing unless you sign it. Like, I don't want to hear all that. Oh, we gonna wait. I don't want to hear that. I just want to focus on the players that's here. That's why I focus on Will Howard. I kept saying, I didn't want to start the season with Mason Rudolph. I'd rather Will Howard get out there, get some experience. We go out there with a rookie. We lose, we lose. If we win, maybe he good. Then A-Rod signs. Okay, we got a veteran. I go look at his numbers from last year. That not that bad. Some of the play not that bad. So 1 year deal. Will Howard get to learn under him. If we good, I don't know, man.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if that really makes us win playoff games. To be quite honest, I'm just I'm just here. I have no expectations for my team as far as offensively, defensively. I do feel like we're gonna bounce back because we did retune our line with the draft,
Yeah, I got no
and
sweat.
I think I heard a lot of things about how we added a lot of different formations and different looks with our defense. So a lot of teams are going to see a lot of looks that we haven't done before. So I'm leaning on our defense. A-Rod is a vet. If he can get the ball where it needs to be, get our guys where they need to be, maybe it can be something good.
Y'all better re-sign TJ Watt. I know that.
That's for sure.
That's what y'all need to do.
How does it?
Y'all already
Okay.
re-signed Deshaun Elliott, so TJ Watt better be next thing on that list.
How does it feel having to rely on a Spartan as a first round pick? Because he went to Michigan State before Oregon.
I know he's gonna be bad.
He not known. He known for Oregon stuff.
Hey,
I think
so
the
you
only
can't erase
film we
his
looked at
background.
was his Oregon film when we drafted him.
Can't
We
erase his
drafted him
background,
only from
brother.
his Oregon film.
Can't erase his background, brother. Just like Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman wasn't many people looking at his MSU film, but I tried to tell people.
See, football, I ain't got no beef with y'all. It's the basketball player that's been letting me down on my team. That's all. And Draymond Green, I'm not a big fan. Yeah.
That's fine. Don't a Terp come close. I saw that look, Tomo.
Excuse me.
I saw that look. Not a
Hey,
Terp
if I
come
went for the
close.
Pacers, I'd be bragging about Wiggins right about now. He about to
Yeah,
get one.
one game.
But he about to get one. That's all that matters.
Yesterday was cool.
Don't be mad, man. Thanks again, Vaughn.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Appreciate you.
I knew he was gonna say that. I'm in the portal, man. I'm in the portal when it comes to football. Yeah. That's why when I took that shot,
I can't talk trash about the Turk because he got a ring with us.
I mean, one of the greatest Ravens.
No, see, now you're pushing it.
I have to.
Man said one of the greatest Ravens. All our greatest Ravens beside Lamar, maybe so far, is on defense.
And then you got Lamar. Then you got
Anquan Bolden. Don't forget about my boy.
Yeah.
I love Anquan, but he can't be the greatest off like 1 or 2 seasons. We should have kept him.
One of the greatest. He didn't say the greatest.
Yeah,
but he can't be one of them either, bro. I wish Anquan would have stayed longer for sure, but we kind of did him dirty.
When you won a Super Bowl, wasn't Torrey a wide receiver?
Yes, so was Anquan Bolden.
All right.
And Torrey Smith do got one of the tough walk-off touchdown catches against the Steelers.
Definitely do.
You see how he like tensed up? I gotta get his touch.
I mess with Torrey Smith heavy, but like one of is kind of crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. You got y'all one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a hold up.
We do.
Okay.
Shout out to Big O. Happy belated Father's Day, my guy, even though we say Happy Father's Day
Yes, sir.
Sunday. 199 super chat. We lit. It's my daughter's B-Day. Shout out to R2L. Happy B-Day, baby girl.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Definitely, for sure. Got her favorite ice cream, all that.
Hey, make sure you start up.
Mm-hmm.
Radio down. You said favorite ice cream. Now turn that back up.
There you go.
It's time to turn up.
There you go. Go ahead, Tom.
Let's get. I mean, it's great that he dropped the 199 because I'm gonna steal this from you too, Carl. We got to sock into our pocket with this lock 'em in segment. Shout out to Carl, man. Whole Foods, everything organic. You just never know where the saying is gonna come from. But with this lock 'em in segment, we want to let you all know first things first. Bet responsibly. I'm gonna get the number for the next episode, but make sure you bet responsibly, and that these are our opinions. So we're gonna give you games. So we're gonna give you the games for either today or Thursday. I mean, tomorrow or Thursday. Yep, tomorrow or Thursday. We're not giving you games for tonight. So if you're watching this live, we want to let you know that these games for tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday. If you're watching it on Wednesday, hopefully you're watching it before the game actually starts that we pick, or the help me out, Carl, or the prop bet that we need. So
prop.
Yep. So with that being said, if you're ready, Carl, let us know, or Dave, whoever's ready.
Let me check something real quick to see if it's actually up. It is not.
I'm taking OKC minus 6.5 versus the Pacers.
Oh, you closing that out. You going with the lock 'em in, and you going with the okay.
I respect it, Dave, for surely. I'm I want to switch it up. So Tariq Schoolball, I was gonna go with his over on strikeouts. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay loyal to my boy, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, tell this at your own risk, because the last 3 games he has failed us, but he's going against the Pirates. Give me, and there's no number yet, so it's just wherever you can catch it. Is my whatever it says. That is my bet. Over.
What has it been lately?
I want to say it's been either 7.5 or 6.5 in between those, because sometimes it changes. So I'm assuming it's gonna be 6.5, 7.5 around that number. Give me his over on strikeouts. Let's make it what now? 5 straight lock him in.
Okay.
I was gonna go Crochet full warning, but I'm gonna stick with my guy.
All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna stick with the WNBA. They've been doing me right. And I don't, unless you have like FanDuel up and you can give me the point spread.
I was going right now. What you looking?
Right.
What you need?
I'm looking at Mercury and Liberty.
They don't have no odds for tomorrow.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go with the money line. The other game that I was looking at was Fever versus Golden State.
Hold on, I'm looking on ESPN for you. See if
it's not on there. I got the ESPN one up. I don't have
Mercury, Sun, not up. You said Golden State Fever. That's for surely not gonna be up yet. That's probably gonna be up like tomorrow or if not Thursday morning.
All right, so I'm gonna stick with my money line and I'm gonna pick the Mercury over Liberty. I know the Liberty has been hot right now, so some people saying, "Man, why are you doing this?" But I said something about the Aces and the Sparks, and you know, my girl Kelsey looked out.
Yeah, I definitely owe you an apology. I was in the comments saying Tomo tripping, and they went out right. So shout out to Tomo.
Yeah, I knew that was going. I knew it was a grudge. I knew it was a vengeful game there, so I was like, they're gonna try to win this one, and they did.
May I interest you in some point spread? Because I'm assuming the Liberty at home is gonna be favored.
Okay, what's the point spread?
Well, I don't know it, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure the Mercury are gonna be underdogs in that game, so you're gonna be getting points.
Then I gotta run it back in the chat once the actual point spread come up. So if I can change it in the chat, but on air, I'm going money line. I'm sticking with the Mercury, even with the point spread if I change it. But
yeah, I'm gonna say don't say nothing right now. I was looking on Vegas Insider, and I don't see it there either.
It's probably not gonna be up to Thursday morning, Wednesday, super late night.
Yeah. Oh, all right. That's our lock 'em in segment. Again, we want to let you know that these are our opinions. You can add these to your actual parlay, or you can create your own R2L parlay and put all 3 up there on there. And if you win, well, let's put it in the air. When you win, make sure you click back, become a member. If you're already a member, make sure you upgrade that subscription to the Superstar membership so you can join the parlay chat. And then you can be a part of 24-hour parlays. Go ahead.
If you think about cursing us out, if we give you out of R2L, lock them in that loses, just think the same way if it hits, you know, if you the same feeling you got like, man, I shouldn't have listened to them. Think the same way, because a lot of people, they're like, man, I shouldn't have listened to them. Man, hit. But when it hit, they don't be like, man, that was a good look. Like, good look. Yeah, they don't want to praise you. They just only want to kill you when you wrong. So, you know what I'm saying? We say gamble responsible, gamble money you okay with losing. But also, man, just, you know, if you lose and we give you advice, just keep the same energy when you win.
And J-Mo, you spot on. They are sneaky. That is one.
Yeah, you watch out for Golden State. Watch out for Golden State.
You think because Caitlin back is going to be an easy dub, and next thing you know,
Kate Martin going to come out there and put up 30.
Just saying. That's just how the game goes. But let's get on up out of here, fellas. We're going to start off with our last words. Go ahead, Carl. Take us away.
Last words. Shout out to y'all for having me on the platform as always. I appreciate it. It was fun. Tigers, man, up 5-3 against the Pirates, bottom of the 7th. Javi, multi-home run game. Shout out my dog. Still number 1 team in baseball. The Mets are currently up 3-0 on the Braves, so we have to win this game to stay number 1. The Nationals are down 6-1 to the Rockies, about to lose the series to the Rockies. That is hilarious. But shout out MSU, man. First of all, let me say that. Shout out MSU. I'm extremely nervous on the season. Tomo trying to make this Chipotle Bowl not a thing anymore.
Look, Tigers up 7-3 now. Ryder Green just hit a home run.
Look, this is your last words, but I'm gonna jump in and say this. Look,
go ahead.
I am in the transfer portal. However, to keep our Chipotle Classic and Bowl going, I will stick around for that one game. But I am
Chipotle Classic should be a thing regardless, because Wale ain't a part of the basketball team. That's just
Wale's not a part of the rap community, if you ask the streamers. Okay, the kids don't know who he is, but I do. And because I do, this is why I'm trying to get in the transfer.
But he not affiliated with basketball, bro. You should stay with basketball. At least stay with Buzz Williams in basketball.
I'm sticking around.
Buzz Williams actually making some good moves too, so you should actually stay there. Yeah. But football, I feel you. But I blame not even inside joke. Jason would like joke. I blame the colonizer. That was so stupid. Why would we call him that?
Go ahead, man.
Oh, also shout out Lenore Sellers and his father. I saw something that said that somebody offered Lenore Sellers like 8 or 16 million, something, one of them numbers, to like transfer out of South Carolina. And he was like, I'm 19. I don't need that much money. I like where I'm at. So shout out to him sticking with South Carolina. Had a really good year. A lot of big things with Coach Beamer. I'm expecting from South Carolina this year. Ravens. Y'all heard Lamar. You heard him, EDC. Go get Jair. Jair to the Ravens, please. And Detroit Pistons, all I'm going to say is let's draft well. I'm looking forward to next season. Cade, man, I'm fine. I'm happy it's finally paying off. And I think that's all I got for y'all. Yeah, until next time. Nats lost by the lose 10 straight.
Until next time. Go ahead, Dave.
Yankees down 3-0. So so much for saying Red Sox suck. Miami, Pat Riley. I understand that you're trying to get KD, but if I see that we land KD and we trade Khalil Ware, I'm not going to be happy. I'm telling you that right now. I will not be happy about that. Because that does not help Bam play at his best. You're pretty much putting him right back at the 5 when he plays best at the 4. So that would make no sense to do that. But if we get KD and we keep Khalil Ware, cool. I'm okay with that. Red Sox, 6-game winning streak. I know what happened with Devers and everything, but 6-game winning streak. So we playing very well right now. We on the verge of winning 4 straight series, so that's good. We won 4 out of the last 5. So we're on a good roll right now. Roman Anthony hit his first home run last night. So keep doing your thing, young Rook.
He screwed me over by doing that.
Sorry. San Francisco. I know what Carl just said, but look, John Lynch, if you can get Jai Alexander, do what you can. Do what you can. Whatever. Well, okay, what Carl said, whatever you can do to get. We got more money than the Ravens right now, so we can offer him the money. Whatever you can do.
But you got his teammate in college who won a Heisman and MVPs.
I get all that. We got 46 million in cap space. We got plenty of money to give him around.
He is looking for a payday. I can't. You got me there.
Yeah, so we got the money, so we can go get him. Let's do it because we need to upgrade that cornerback room. Not say that is a huge need, but to have a vet there that's as great as he is will help out with Trevor Ward being gone and help the growth of Ronaldo Green and all the other guys. So if we can do that, cool. Stanley Cup is tonight. What's going to happen? I don't know, but the Panthers look like they're going to win again, back to back. Florida pretty much owns the NHL right now, so it's good. It's kind of crazy, but shout out to
bad for Connor McDavid.
I do too. Shout out to the Panthers though. So let's get it. And shout out to Ronaldo for winning another ring with another championship with Portugal.
And shout out to you, Dave. So I went back and pulled up what you had because it didn't match what somebody had texted me about the Ace Bailey stuff. So it was like basically stock draft has been falling due to unwillingness to visit several teams and the fact that he is yet to. So basically, the person that texted me, shout out to my man Al, another Wizards fan. He was like, I think Ace trying to come to the Wizards, bro. But I ain't gonna say too much. I was like, well.
Oh, you think he's tanking? Wait, hold on. What y'all picked for 6? Yeah, y'all 6. Yeah,
some people are saying he's doing that. He's tanking it on purpose to come here. But I was like, hey, look, if he is, shout out to whatever the front office is doing. They got these young rooks that want to come here because Alex Saw pulled the same move on the Hawks last year. He was like, look, not last year. It was last year because I wanted to win Rookie of the Year. But then, somebody in San Antonio found a way.
Sorry, Tomo, we HOA, but he deserved it.
He did.
Can I finish what I was saying?
I'm sorry. Continue.
Somebody in San Antonio found a way to win it. That's what I was going to say.
All right.
I wasn't, but I'm glad you corrected me. So now I'm going to say it. But that's
you still HOA, but I'm sorry.
Accountability, man. That's all that matters. I can be delusional at times when it comes to the Wizards, but it's okay because I got another rookie of the year in the WNBA brewing. I see the stats coming about. I see what they're trying to do, Dave. You see what they're saying? All the first and
they try to.
I told y'all on here they were going to do that.
Paige had a great game, one great game, and all of a sudden they wanted. I was like, "How is she getting ready for all that?"
I told y'all they were going to do
it
for
2 weeks, and now she all of a sudden, come on, man.
But it's okay. It's okay. That's why we got R2L here, and we're gonna make sure it happens. But I seen that with Ace, so we'll see what happens with the draft. Of course, it's coming up. A lot of talks have been talking about what the Wizards want to do, and Marcus Smart, and maybe Jordan Poole might be out of here. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see what happens these next 2 weeks. Also with the draft. But if we move over to football, I don't really got too much to say about the Cowboys. Of course, the hype is there, but I just want to see it all play out on the field. Like I've been telling you all, I've been hearing from the coach, and he's been saying all these good things. But again, I just want to see it actually happen on the field because I'm too busy worried about Commanders fans and Eagles fans, and the Giants just happy to be in the division at this point, which is crazy to me. They got rings too, but hearing all this, we going to the Super Bowl, we got expectations and all of this Super Bowl, not bust, but I won't be upset, but I'll be okay if we get there. I don't know what's going on in the NFC East anymore. So right now, I just want to see the Cowboys actually be good enough for contention. And one more thing, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't even know what you would call. I reposted it on Threads. If you tired of cutting on ESPN and FS1 and wherever you get your sports from, and you tired of them hearing about is Dak Prescott a top 10 quarterback? Is Dak Prescott this? Is the Cowboys going to do that? And you want to actually hear about your team? Subscribe to Refuse to Lose because there's so much else happening in the sports world outside of what's happening in Dallas, and we're talking about it. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and Shady, please just find another task.
I want to piggyback off that. Yeah, if you're tired of the same old, like Tomo said, especially the main show, but also our smaller, like not our smaller shows, but smaller subscribers, but you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like our other shows that are like directed to sports. Like I know for me, I don't just talk about Power 5 schools. I talk about Group 5 schools. I talk about all that. I talk about Tuesday night action, Tuesday Conference USA, Wednesday Conference, whatever. I'm talking about it all. So if you want to hit, like Tomo said, you feel like your team is in a smaller market, you want to hear about your teams, please subscribe to R2L and all the channels that talk about your said sport because we don't just focus on the big markets. We talk about everybody as much as we can.
Yeah, and definitely on my show, I talk about all sports. I even talked to somebody who was doing snowboarding. I even put someone that's in tennis in the doghouse. So it don't matter. It don't matter to me. If it's sports related, I'm talking about it, plain and simple. And for all NFL fans, the NBA Finals is almost over. We had the NFL offseason last year, and it was later in the year.
There we go.
Get ready because we will be talking about your NFL team soon. So if you want to come on the show and talk about your NFL team, you let us know. For everyone else in the R2L family, you already know we're going to hit y'all up when it's time for us to talk about y'all team. But we about to have those talks coming up soon because we're not waiting like we did last time.
And you want to tune in because those are they're entertaining, but yet you still get some stuff out of them.
And we talk about all 32 teams. We're not talking about just the teams in the chest. It's all 32 teams. So trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
And I forgot to say them as my last word. CTC is tomorrow.
There we go.
What time?
Come on, bro. You know me by now. My job don't allow me to say what time.
Hit the notification bell.
As long as it's after 5 o'clock.
Oh no, you're definitely good on that. My job, I ain't getting off. If I get off, I get home before 5. I'm elated. But yeah, it's just gonna be a Big 12 2025 in review, and then also it's Thursday with Ace. We're talking about the SEC. We're reviewing our SEC previews.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's lit. See, there you go. Well, we made the announcement there, Joe. We're going to clip it up. So make sure you put this at the front of the show or the back of the show. But this clip definitely needs to go out because we're letting the world know. I was tired of going on YouTube and seeing the same 6 topics. I'm like, come on, bro. Didn't the Eagles win the Super Bowl? Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the Chiefs lose? Like, come on now. So much stuff to talk about. Jair trying to go to 49ers or Baltimore. We know what that rivalry's like. Let's get out of here, man.
Shut up, Carl. Shut up. I knew you was about to say something.
I swear, I promise you, I was not taking a shot. We're not rivals. That's all I had to say. We're not really rivals.
Okay, all right.
I promise you, I wasn't taking a shot.
We'll see.
Good.
No, I wasn't.
All right. Oh, it's on me. All right, I got y'all.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.